First, Mithun, thanks for sharing the podium with me. I think sharing as a concept is something that we will continue to do. And most importantly, in India, we'd like to teach more and more about sharing because we truly believe when we start sharing products, when we start sharing a lot of things that we own, we will build a sense of community, which I think is a need of the hour in today's day. Will somebody help me walk through the presentation? So again, very quick introduction about myself. 25 years in IT industry. Have started as a software programmer, and my first year of in my career, my brothers and my mentors at the back who've really taken me from where I was and put me in front of a lot of people and said, okay, what, you need to start running a business. And at the age of 22, I started running a business. At the age of 24, I was identified as the fastest growing IT entrepreneur in Hyderabad. I represented India and the AP IT industry in the Indo-Bavarian Chambers of Commerce at the age of 24, presenting the IT industry to Germany. But that was one of the best teachings that I've ever had. So right from that point on, there was a entrepreneurial bug in me. But for about last 20 years, I was working in corporates. And one day, one of my conversations led me to say, you know what, there's a huge opportunity that we need to start cashing in on. And that's where the sharing concept came in. That's where the renting concept has come in. And that's what we would like to present in front of all of you. So what, who, when, and where? These are the questions that we wanted to make sure each one of you understood, because the whole seeding of this idea, the seeding of this concept truly is very important. When I was sitting in my house, one day, and one of my sons comes and says, I want to start buying more of PS4 games. Sony PlayStation 4 games is about roughly 4,000 or 5,000 rupees a piece. And I said, how many days do you really play on that? For 1 week. For 1 week spending 5,000 rupees, at least when we were growing up, that was never the possibility. These days, the kids don't understand the concept. So we said, no way in hell. So you need to figure out a way to share things. That's how we started sharing. So I had a great idea of saying, I'll put all my games on Facebook and see how others can put their own games on the Facebook, and we start sharing things. That's where this idea actually came in from. I truly believe that idea in itself was so huge that if a kid, probably 13 years old, can think of sharing the very personal games that they play and live on these days, I think there's a lot more to it. And that's where we started thinking about the gaming industry. And eventually when we started researching, we found out that there's a huge potential. And that's where this idea kind of started. It started in, I actually vacated one of my son's bedrooms and hired one person and started coding right at that point in time. But from there on, there's a large team that we were able to put together in a very, very short period of time. And we are where we are today. So let me talk about how this whole thing's going to work. It's about, a lot of e-commerce industries today, if you really look at, we have the eBays, the Amazons, the Flipkarts, the Snapdeals of the world. What they all do is really create a platform for somebody to buy stuff. 90% buying stuff and maybe 10% selling stuff also. The next one is, so where we sort of was, instead of buying and selling, let's look at sharing. The concept of shared economy, I'm sure everybody is very familiar with. Uber is one of the examples that we always take when we talk about shared economy. What Uber did, and this is an interesting fact that somebody told me, in the US, the taxi cab industry, which has been extremely vibrant for 100 plus years, with no competition at all, and neither was there any automation. Uber comes in and creates a huge competition for the taxi industry, which had roughly about 4.5 million taxis by then in the US. And the best part is, without buying a single car. What they did was, they've created drivers out of every individual who had the spare time and the will to make a little extra cash. That's where the concept came in. And to me, that's a very, very strong concept. And that's what we're trying to leverage here as well. Money. So, when everybody talks about rental in India particularly, the one thing that will come to our mind is house rents. We look at cars, maximum. Nothing more really comes to our mind when we talk about rental industry. But did we know that there's a huge rental requirement in India? And I would like to present few numbers. The first numbers, the moment, when we did a lot of survey, particularly before we started this, the survey said there are about 51,000 people looking for car rentals every single month in India. Every single month. And there are about 14,000 plus people looking for, furniture. Now, I never, in my growing up days, never knew that people can take furniture for rent. But there are about 15,000 people looking for furniture rentals every single month. Air conditioning, now this is something that again, that blew me off, but every single home product, keep going, you'll see lot of these items that it's a regular daily use that people are looking for rent. And the best part is, there is no structured marketplace of sorts in India today. If I want to rent an air conditioner or a vacuum cleaner or maybe just a game, I don't know where to go and find a rental thing. The reason why I would want to rent instead of buying is obviously, whether it's air conditioners, vacuum cleaners, 15, 20, 30,000 rupees, even that's a big money in India today. To spend 15 or 20,000 rupees for 2 months of all I need, because in India, in Hyderabad particularly, air conditioning you need only for 2 months. If I want to spend 20 or 40 or 50,000 rupees for 2 months, that's a big amount of investment from my side. What I'd rather do is look for an opportunity where I could operationalize and say, I'll spend 2,000 rupees a month, will I find something somewhere? That's the opportunity we're planning to create. That's the opportunity that we're trying to cash in on. That's the opportunity that we want to give every one of you and everybody in India. Instead of buying brand new items, and I'm sure you all know, every time an electronic product is manufactured, every time there's a different product that is being manufactured, it is actually costing our environment. And what we are trying to do is to really give back to the environment. We are saying, and again, this is based on a survey. When we surveyed about some 40 or 50 households, what we realized is only 40% of the products that are in the household today are truly used day after day. 60% of products are almost dead investments, underutilized products. So what we are saying is, instead of buying products and keeping them where you don't need every single day, there is somebody else who needs it. Let's try and share that with them. Let's try and create a sense of community within India. Let's try and share with each other so that instead of creating more and more environmental hazard on our earth, we can give a better future for our children. Use the products even better. Make sure that every product that is being manufactured is used optimally. That's what we're trying to achieve. And so we talked about the solution. So we've talked to, in the last 6 months, I may have spoken to some hundreds and hundreds of people. Said, would you really rent things? Rental household or real estate, don't worry about it. Would you really rent anything else? The first thing that they would ask for is, yes, I would, but it needs to be easy. I would definitely go rent a vacuum cleaner but I want it to be really easy for me to go rent because I need to know where to find it. I don't want to move out of the house. Gone are those days when all of us used to go to a kirana shop on foot and bring stuff. Gone are those days when family would make it a good trip to go into the bazaar and buy products and come back. I still remember a lot of days when my dad and all our three brothers would get into the car, go first have some snacks in Sarovar Hotel, and then go to Abbott's and do a lot of shopping and come back. Gone are those days. Kids don't want to come with us. The parents don't have time to go shop. They want to be everything on their fingertips. So ease is a very, very big thing. Convenient. What they want is, listen, I don't want to move out of my couch. I don't want to get up from watching my television. I don't want to get up from doing what I'm doing. I should be able to continue working in my office but still shop. Not only should I shop, I should be sitting in my office, place an order, and that should be delivered. This is what our current market is looking for. This is how the consumers are turning into. And this is what we believe everybody in the market today wants. And so what we're trying to do is find, another thing that I'm looking for is resourcefulness. I want to go to one place to find everything. I don't want to go to, maybe an electronic store and then go to a clothes store and then go to somewhere else and somewhere else to buy the 5 things that I really want. I want to go to one place, sit in the house, go to one site and find everything that I'm looking for under one roof and be able to select all of those and make one payment and get out. So resourcefulness is extremely important again for all our consumers. So these are the different attributes that we are seeing in the current market today. And so basis all of this, we said we need to find an answer. We really need to find an answer which is easy, which is convenient, which is resourceful, and mostly for all our people, it should be something that they'll keep coming back to. So the answer is A, build reliability. We should build reliability in the way we deliver our services. You have to build that trust with our consumers. We have to build that trust where people can say, you know what, I go to this site and I know for a fact I'll get good products very easily. If there's a problem, they will take care of it. And my payments are very secure. These are the things that they're looking for. Obviously, safety and security of products. Now, we as businesses, we can't just focus on buyers. In our parlance, it's renters. What all the other e-commerce marketplaces or a lot of e-commerce businesses are doing is focusing only on the buyers. We would like to change it. There should be a paradigm shift in the way we deliver e-commerce services. So we will be not only focusing on renters, we also want to focus on the owners. Lot of people that can put their products up for rent. We want to make sure their products are taken care of. We want to make sure that their products come back to them in a good fashion. They come back to them conveniently. They should be able to monitor every single day what's happening with their product. So we're trying to build a very safe and secure kind of environment for them to transact. And that's where subrentcaro.com will come. I know it's actually very bad that we're calling it a product, but it's our baby. Subrentcaro.com has been a result of toil of an amazing group of people who've from day one, from the first second itself, believed in the concept. They loved the concept. They truly believed that this is a concept that will go into the market much faster. They all agreed that when we said, listen, all the e-commerce is only making people spend money, this is a concept which will help people make money. Put those extra rupees in people's pockets. Make people, particularly our housewives and students, make them financially relevant in their families. For all students who will say, listen, I don't want to ask my dad for this extra 100 rupees or 500 rupees to go out and do something. We are creating for them a platform that they could actually use to create that extra money so that they don't have to become a burden on their parents, or not, even if it's not a burden, they don't have to go back and ask for them. Become financially relevant in their families. Likewise for housewives. Lot of housewives today, they're looking for an opportunity. They want to become financially relevant. They want to bring in money into their houses as well. But without investment, without proper skills, and most importantly, without having to step out of the house, how can they really achieve that? This, subrentcoro.com, is an answer for all of these questions. Whether it's housewives, students, or anybody who wants to become an entrepreneur but does not have the resources today. All they have to do is go into the households, go into their house and say, what is it that I can use today? Take that and start generating money from the products that they've already bought. That's the kind of opportunity, that's the kind of power this whole idea has. And that's what we all believed in. And I will tell you, all my colleagues who've spent some sleepless nights. I've really, I did burn the midnight oil when I was 24. At about 43, I still burned the midnight oil, but not as many times as they did. But I still burned the midnight oil. But I didn't even feel the pressure, because that's the kind of energy each one of my colleagues gave me. That's the kind of trust, the belief in the concept, and just drove us to where we are today. So I'm extremely, extremely thankful. I request all my colleagues to come up front to make sure that they also get as much as limelight as I'm getting. Please, everybody, come up front. Intimately involved in conceptualizing this entire idea. So we will have them come up and launch the website. Praharsh and Pranav, can you please come up? And one thing that we were trying to do is we went through about 300 odd different names and what is available online. And the moment we said Sub Rent Karo, we all loved it. And we said it's very colloquial, easy for people to really catch on to, so it's a good thing. And more importantly, my wife gave the stamp, so we went for it. So thank you, Julie. Now that we've launched, I think one of our first persons who really, again, I have a great number of friends who believed in my idea right from the get-go. And one of my friends who was first to come up and said, Raj, I'll be the first to launch a product when you launch your site, is Ravi. I'd like to welcome Ravi on the front so that Ravi can upload a personal product. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, this will be the first product from a consumer to be putting online for a rent. One last housekeeping thing. When I started on this whole journey, they were one of the first few people who actually believed in this concept and joined me. They said, Raj, don't worry about the money, money will come, we'll get started. So I'd like to invite my core team over into the front, and I'd like to really thank them for all the support that they've given me so far. Mithun, Anil, Madhu, come up front. Ramu, I know there are a few others, but unfortunately they are not here at the moment. But again, anybody else right now, but thank you so much to all one of them. Thank you. Very kind enough to be present here amongst us. So I'd like to thank a few of them. First, definitely it's Policy Bazaar. I know, Praveen, you're somewhere here. We'd like to thank Policy Bazaar for believing in the idea, and what they've done very differently is this kind of insurance is not available in the market today. So they've created new products. They've worked with their other vendors, other partners they created new product for ensuring rental cycles, products on rental cycles. First time in India. So again, Praveen, wherever you are, thank you so much for that. Do we have Gati folks anywhere here? Gati has been very, very welcoming of the idea. There's somebody, I truly believe they are in the forefront of the entire e-commerce industry, particularly logistics support for e-commerce industry. So thank you, Gati, for all the help and support that you guys have extended. I'll be missing out the most important partner of ours was ICICI. ICICI helped us with creating one of the most convenient, secure payment gateways, which will make sure that your money transactions are safe, your money goes and comes back to you if it needs to in a very safe way, and extremely transparent. So I know ICICI friends are sitting at the back. Funny and Khalid, thank you so much for all your support. Dharam and team, thank you so much for all the guidance and support that you guys have been giving us. While they're all my friends and family, they've been mentors to me over the past few months who've guided me in this entire journey. So thank you so much for that.